We are back with another Slutcast.
After God knows how long.
It was April last time we actually did this. And now I get to finally step out of the boundaries of Left 4 Dead for a bit, because that's only been the shit I've been doing on my YouTube channel as of late. So
I've just been dying on my end.
So we're gonna talk about the E3, with two of
very disappointing E3, I might add.
Well, I mean, it was probably disappointing in other levels, but I'd like to think
Smash.
Yeah,
That's about it.
I mean, I like to think it was good for like the technically three. Well, Pokemon Let's Go didn't really do so much, but
yeah.
And then Fallout 76 is another
demo.
Yeah, but we're gonna mostly talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 and Smash. Those are like the two main ones of the thing, since these are two of our favorite video game franchises.
Yeah. And I got notes for them. Look at that.
Yeah, this time. Yeah, unlike last time, we were a bit unorganized, but now we're good. We're set on the topics this time.
Yeah, we're smart. We were to put the A in smart. We are not XMARC.
Now, actually, I'm trying to look for the list myself because I don't even remember what we were going to plan on talking.
See, we have a lowercase a in the XMARC thing. Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. Which one do you want to talk about first?
I think Kingdom Hearts is a bit more, since we're going to be talking about like a bunch of story elements and stuff. So let me pull up the Kingdom Hearts list first.
Yeah, I was about to say I just found it, and I'm like, there's a lot to talk about in Kingdom Hearts 3 as opposed to Smash Bros.
Yeah.
And considering we also talked about Smash Bros. Last time, so yeah, we'll just start with Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll start talking about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay. So
the first thing on the list is the new world. So we got 2 worlds announced at E3 this year. Those are Arendelle and the Caribbean.
One of them I figured we were gonna get anyway, and the other one I honestly did not think they were gonna put in the game. But at the same time, I kind of feel like an idiot for not realizing. Oh, duh! It makes perfect sense that they would put Pirates of the Caribbean now. We had the 5th one not too long ago. Let's start with Arendelle. I thought Frozen looked pretty good.
Frozen looked amazing. Some people are saying that it looks almost like how it did in the movies, which they're not wrong.
I mean, it's true. I kind of think that's one of the good things about it, though. Like, I didn't actually view it as a bad thing. Like, I felt like it was like, damn, it looked really close to the movie and a good quality.
They got like really nice. They got like really cool like reindeer designed Heartless. The Blizzard Blade looks amazing. Hopefully Elsa would be a party member.
She most likely will, considering that Anna and Kristoff don't really fight, and neither does Olaf or Sven. But
in the Kingdom Hearts Instagram, they posted pictures of Elsa and Olaf out of nowhere. So I was thinking for like the Frozen world, but not Anna and Kristoff. So I was thinking like, are they gonna be like the party members?
I can see Elsa, but Olaf?
He just snowballs everywhere. He just rolls into a ball. Sonic the Hedgehog's the shit out of everyone.
Probably hits people with his carrot nose.
That too. He just like it's like Pinocchio. It's like Pinocchio and like Super Slam.
There's one thing that I can criticize, but this is more like just the English dub as a whole, because I can assume the same exact trailer. The lip syncing is weird. There's like a scene where Olaf is explaining to Anna that he doesn't recognize someone that's blue, green, or has spiky hair. And I remember I was so distracted with how bad the lip syncing was. There's even a couple of scenes with Elsa that's like very, God, please fix those lip syncing.
Yeah.
But like,
I will agree on that.
It's just a trailer, so I'm willing to let it go. No pun intended.
Knowing your track record, the pun was probably intended.
As long as they don't pull a Rechain of Memories and keep it that way, and don't change the lip syncing, then I won't mind it too much.
No, actually, they do for Kingdom Hearts. I know Square Enix does this at least for Kingdom Hearts. They actually changed the lip syncing for the English releases.
But they didn't do that. With Rechain, they didn't do that though. Rechain was so distracting.
They did that with Rechain?
No, I remember that was
they did it with 2. And I think they did it with 1. But they didn't do it with Rechain. That's interesting.
Rechain, I remember was
it was a side game, and so no one really paid much attention to it.
Yeah, I can probably look into it. And I'm pretty sure that was one of the main complaints, and I remember I even witnessed that myself. But yeah, that was like the only thing trailer-wise that I just did not like about both the Caribbean and the Frozen one. But yeah. I'm pretty sure that will get fixed anytime.
Onward to the Caribbean.
Okay.
I think it looks gorgeous. I think it looks amazing. I think.
I never thought I'd actually say something amazing about the Pirates franchise since the first one.
Yeah, they solved one of the biggest. The thing is, they solved like one of the biggest problems with Kingdom Hearts in that world, and that was a huge style clash between like not even cell shaded, just like crappy 3D model Johnny Depp and Sora's anime ass look, and they like. I don't know, they just made them have a similar aesthetic, so now the styles don't really clash that much, and I think it looks really nice.
Yeah, I'll admit that pretty much everything that I did not like about Pirates of the Caribbean and Kingdom Hearts 2 is made so much better in this trailer alone. First of all, the characters look way better than their Kingdom Hearts 2 counterparts.
Oh, they do.
They actually look like they're They actually do look like they're Pirates of the Caribbean selves instead of just ugly looking.
Like people, like the actual actors.
And then it looks like. I guess Caribbean would have to say that we'll be sailing in that world more often as opposed to just being in Port Royal. Except that it's so weird when you looked at Pirates in 2. It's called Port Royal, but you're never in Port Royal. You're only in Port Royal for a little bit, then you have to go to Isla de Muerta and all that stuff. So I'm actually kind of glad they kept it as simple as calling the Caribbean as opposed to just Port Royal and being in Davy Jones' locker instead. Which, speaking of that, I think the setting is going to take place around the third one, actually, skipping the second one completely.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. Actually, I don't know. I think it'll be like right at the end of the second one, and then towards like the third one.
Which is funny. Dead Man's Chest takes place 2 years after the first one. Which
I know Dead Man's Chest and At World's End take place like not too far from each other. I think it's like. I think it's like a couple of days even.
Yeah, no, that's correct, but like I remember Dead Man's Chest had like not a big gap, but like a decent gap between the first one and the second one. And my guess that the gap between 2 and 3 are also pretty big, so it kind of makes sense why they would start with At World's End as opposed to Dead Man's Chest. But one thing that I actually like about the Caribbean. I loved a lot of things in that trailer alone, just for the world, because, first of all, you get to fight other pirates, it looks like, or at least you're fighting other ships. Secondly, you go underwater. Thirdly, you fight a Heartless that assumes...
It actually looks good. Like, the underwater mechanics, they look good.
And then I also see that you're fighting a Heartless that I would assume resembles that of the Kraken. Like, maybe they substituted the Kraken for a Heartless-esque type of Kraken. If that makes any sense.
Wait, where was the Heartless Kraken in the trailer?
It was right after the
only one. It was the only one I saw. The only big Heartless I saw was like the big, like jet plane looking skeletal bird Heartless. The one that Sora used like barrier.
That's what I was thinking. Oh, I didn't even know it was
it wasn't a Kraken.
Oh,
it was just a big metal bird thing.
Well, that's disappointing. They could have easily made a Kraken Heartless. Hopefully I get that.
You know what would have been even better? Because it's like a crossover between Final Fantasy, except Tetsuya Nomura ignores the Final Fantasy aspect completely. Is if they would have picked like Leviathan, one of the Final Fantasy summons, as a Heartless, and just like put it there like for you to fight. It would be cool. It would have been really cool.
Yeah, I do hope that we do get like a Kraken-esque Heartless, because that would be
cool. That would have been cool. Like the second visit. Who knows if they're going to do second visits?
That's a good one, but actually...
I think it'd be cool if they did. I don't know.
I mean, assuming that the main plot, like, the second one had, like, their story plots, and then some of them had, like, plots that actually affected the main story. Like, when I say story plot, I mean, like, plots that kind of resembled the movie, and then their second visits are the ones that kind of touch upon the main story, unless you're Agrabah, and then you're fucking useless.
Yeah.
Well, Agrabah, Halloween Town, and Pride Lands didn't really do anything to the story. But like, I don't like assuming that they're gonna actually go with the main plot. Like they're gonna actually try and fit in the main plot. I'm really curious if they do second visits just to see how they figure out what they do in the second visit.
Well, actually, like with that, do you want to segue into like the story reveals that they made in the trailer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ironically, the first one is exactly the one that I was actually the most curious about. It's the new Seven Hearts.
Yeah, the new Seven Hearts. So apparently, Tetsuya Nomura did an interview with I don't know if it was like IGN or someone, I don't know.
I'll look into
but
that
apparently,
as well.
like there's gonna be a new set of Princesses of Heart, and the only one that is returning from the old set is Kairi. And then Elsa, Anna, and Rapunzel are speculated to be Princesses of Heart as well.
Okay. Wow, I actually did not know that. I was actually really curious as to know the new Seven.
It was from like some random interview that I heard about from this one Kingdom Hearts YouTuber. I think his name is it was a really odd name. I don't remember exactly. I'll send it to you later.
Okay.
But yeah, like I don't know. I think it'll probably focus more on like the newer Disney princesses, like Tiana, Merida. Let's see who else. I don't know. Maybe they'll make Mulan a Princess of Heart.
I'm assuming that Mulan does get confirmed for this one, because I
don't think. Oh.
Yeah. You think?
As much as I like the Mulan and Kingdom Hearts 2, I don't think it'll be returning.
You think what's his face? Fuck. There was another character I was just thinking. Oh, Little Bo Peep from Toy Story will probably be the Princess of Heart.
That would be really funny. It's just all of these like regular human-sized people, and then you have like Little Bo Peep just in the corner. That would be really funny.
Okay. Well, there's not really too much we can really say about the new Seven Hearts, other than the fact that they're probably going to be the princess.
And we know at least one of them, and speculating on 3 of them that we know will appear in the game, as we visit their worlds, and then we still have 1, 2, 3, 3 more left for them to reveal.
Right. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously Rapunzel, Elsa, and Anna might be one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that would tie into the story well with what's it called, with Frozen, with like the whole storyline with like the frozen heart in the movie. How maybe it's like healed with like a heart of light or something like that, something corny.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know how they're gonna fit in with like Rapunzel.
Yeah, they'll find a way.
Other princesses are just gonna be like how it was handled in Kingdom Hearts 1, where they just out of nowhere get kidnapped by the Disney villains.
Probably.
Yeah.
So what? Hans is gonna kidnap Elsa?
I don't know. I guess so. Who knows? Maybe Xehanort is recruiting Disney villains. Maybe he's like taking a page out of Maleficent's book.
Maybe Hans is a Xehanort.
Oh my god.
Who knows?
He's the 13th one.
When we get to the Organization 13s, I have a lot to say about those guys, but
how they have no forehead.
Besides that, but like I have like a whole I have an interesting like discussions when it comes to the organizations as a whole, but
that's later on in our list. But so yeah, another story reveal is Luxord looking for Luxu's box.
Okay, I'm gonna leave you the Luxu's box thing, because I pretty much like saw what's it called, back cover X, and I was like so lost with that plot. I was like,
same. I was lost too. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Listen, like I guess it
could have been a really good story if you think about it.
I know, like they literally missed the opportunity to make a story based around the Keyblade War, and now it's pretty much just let's as theoretical as Cloud looking for whatever fucking light as he was in Kingdom Hearts 1.
When people say Ava is their favorite character.
I don't understand this. Do you remember that one Facebook post where it's like, who's your favorite character in Kingdom Hearts? And then they say, like, one of them was whatever the fuck this other... Ava, yeah, that was her name. And then, like, I remember, I'll never forget that one of them actually said that Jack Sparrow was one of their favorite characters. I'm like... Pirates of the Caribbean... Okay, never mind. But yeah, Luxu's box.
That ever lived.
We don't know what the fuck's in that box. It's probably as ambiguous as Five Nights at Freddy's 4's missing box.
Probably a 14th day, or who knows.
It's like, it's just as mysterious as the missing box, as the mystery box from Five Nights at Freddy's 4. That we still don't know what's inside.
True. I think
Scott Cawthon and Satoru Nomura would honestly work.
Possibly being located in the Caribbean, I feel like that is a pretty good reason to include the Caribbean, because it's like, you know, it's a box, it's kind of like a treasure chest, so it goes with that pirate theme.
You know, I never actually gave thought about that. That's actually a pretty good analogy.
Yeah, I really like that idea. Especially since, like, I think at one point they searched for, fuck, I forget his name.
Luxord?
Oh my god, not Barbosa.
No, Luxord, I said.
Who?
Wait, Luxord you're talking about?
No, not Luxord, the villain from the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Beckett?
The guy with the octopus beard.
Oh, Davy Jones.
Davy Jones. How did I forget that was Davy Jones?
Yeah, honestly, I was so worried. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, so I think it fits really well because of the whole plot finding Davy Jones's heart.
Oh my god, we're gonna find Xehanort's heart?
Yeah, kind of. I think it could work really well. Like, maybe Davy Jones secretly has the box with him as well, and it'll be like a three-way battle between, like, Davy Jones and his henchmen, Jack Sparrow and his group, along with, like, Sora, of course, and Donald and Goofy, and then, like, Luxord and his crew.
Okay, yeah, I think that's always been always been the funny part about Kingdom Hearts, when they put Donald and Goofy to make them pirates.
I love Goofy in all of these trailers whenever he meets an organization member. He just looks like he's about to throw hands.
Not only that, but like, I remember there was like a scene in Mulan from Kingdom Hearts 2 when they're like assembling the soldiers. He goes through all of them, and then he gets to Ping before cutting to Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and he just looks at them awkwardly, and it's like, okay. Alright, these are the people that signed up for this war. Okay.
Alright, a dog wearing green, a duck wearing blue, and an oddly spiky anime boy.
At least I take the anime boy over having a walking, talking duck and dog.
What do you know, you big palooka?
Yeah, but I'm curious to see what Luxu's box will end up, because like I also noticed like I think Luxu's box is more like, it probably may not even be in Pirates of the Caribbean. Maybe it will, but part of me thinks it might not be at the same time. Mainly because there was another trailer way back when where Maleficent was in Olympus.
And she was looking for the box.
Yeah.
Hades. Yeah.
And Hades is the Lord of the Dead.
Yes. Do you think, like, holy shit, how epic of a battle would that be? Like, Davy Jones' group, Maleficent's group, like Sora and his friends, and then like Luxord with all of his like gambler nobodies.
Well, it better give Maleficent a stronger role in this one, because I was kind of disappointed with her in 2. Like she was a mean big baddie in 1 and
lame in 2.
Yeah, she was a big baddie in 1 and technically Birth by Sleep, but damn, she did nothing in 2 and Dream Drop Distance. So it's like, please 3. Do Maleficent good, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, so the next one is the Return of Roxas.
Yes, when I first heard that Roxas was returning, because Tetsuya Nomura did announce it a while back ago that Roxas would come back, just no one knew how. I was really excited because, you know, Roxas is one of my favorite characters in Kingdom Hearts. One of my favorite characters in general. But when after watching the trailer and knowing that they're bringing him back as like a data form, like like a data Roxas. Like, they haven't confirmed that they're going to do that, but they basically hinted at it. I was kind of upset because it's like, that's not really Roxas. It's more like it's like a clone of him.
You mean like Recoded? How Recoded handled Roxas?
Yeah, they just made him the final boss.
Well, they didn't even make. That's not even actually Roxas. That's just like you said. It's a data Roxas.
Data Roxas, yeah. It's not even real Roxas, and it makes me kind of sad because it's like.
Honestly,
you know,
I thought. Honestly, I was a little bit worried about.
You go first.
I was a bit worried about how they were gonna handle Roxas and Xion in this one because I was like, watch that they're only gonna appear in like Sora's vision or something. More specifically, I'm thinking more about Roxas, but I feel like Xion would have also fell into this category. Now I'm actually a little bit more curious to see where they'll take these characters, but one of my biggest concerns was that I thought they were going to treat those characters as sort of like leverage. Like, they're not as important as we initially thought they were going to be. But I'm curious to know your thoughts about Roxas. So I really don't have much of an opinion about that.
Okay, so with Roxas, I am a little worried. I don't think he's going to be one of the lights. I mean, I kind of do, because it would make sense, but if they're going to bring him back as a data form, I doubt it. Let's see.
I think the reason why they're doing the data Roxas thing is because that's technically the only way that you can bring Roxas back into the physical form now. Because
that is true, because like, he merged with Sora at the end of 2.
So it's like it's one way to bring him back and at least make him go in peace, I guess. Because I think that's what Riku's Riku's trying to get Aqua. Riku's trying to get Aqua.
Riku's trying to get Aqua, and he's trying to save, like, I think he's the one also trying to save the Princess's heart, whereas Sora is the one trying to find Ventus.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I was like a little bit confused because I thought like Sora was also trying to like free Xion or something, but that's like the thing. I don't understand what they're trying to do with Xion in particular.
That's part of like what they hinted at the end of Dream Drop Distance, where Sora he's gonna be the one to like rescue everyone from their suffering. So he's going to be the one to awaken Ventus. He's going to be the one to free Terra. He's going to be the one to free Aqua. He's going to be the one to free Xion, to free Roxas, to free Nominee.
But like that's the thing. Like I can kind of
they're suffering, but it's like Roxas is like Roxas and Nominee are already okay. They're already merged with their, you know, as some people call them, somebodies like Kairi and Sora. And they are happy there. And which is kind of tragic that they're happy being quote-unquote dead.
But then,
I feel like they should have left it at that, you know?
Yeah, I guess you can also make a good argument that Kingdom Hearts 2 pretty much gave a good conclusion prior, but I guess they...
to Roxas and Nominee's story.
Not only that, but like... that's why I'm a little bit more like thinking about what they're gonna do with them, because it's like I don't think they serve much of a purpose. Like their stories technically.
Just gonna be like chilling in Twilight Town with like Xehanort, Pence, and Olette.
Roxas?
Yeah, I mean that's what he always wanted.
Yeah, probably.
To like just live like normally and stuff.
Yeah, it's a good one, but like that's still open.
That was the only time where he was like happy.
But like, and then we got a clear analogy of what's gonna happen for Ventus, Terra, and Aqua. And we'll definitely get to Aqua eventually, but it's still open to like Xion. Like I technically think like her story ended, but at the same time it's still incomplete, I guess.
Yeah, with Xion, I could definitely see them like trying to bring her back as a data replica, because that's the thing. Xion was essentially data. She was essentially...
she was a failsafe, basically.
She was a failed clone that was just absorbing Sora's memories.
I wouldn't say a failed clone.
Like
I wouldn't call her a failed clone because she didn't really fail. It's more like a failsafe. In case Roxas didn't do his duty, she would take over. And Xion...
Yeah, so I feel like...
When Xion was getting Sora's memories, she was becoming stronger, and Roxas was getting weaker. So that's kind of like where the failsafe role came into play. If Roxas fails, Xion would take his place as the 13th member.
Yeah, I feel like it would be easier to bring back Xion than it would be Roxas.
How so? Nobody remembers
because,
Xion.
As we said, like, Xion is just basically a construct of Sora's memories, and we've seen before that memories can be replicated. So if Sora can replicate, like, his memories some way, you know, maybe or someone could replicate Sora's memories for him. Maybe like I don't know, they could bring back Xion to an extent.
Okay. Well, if they did,
Xion is technically just a compilation of Sora's memories of Kairi. That's basically what she is.
right?
Well, to be more specific, compilation of memories that take the form of someone who looks like Kairi.
Right.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay. But yeah, we'll see what we'll definitely have to wait until the game comes out. We haven't even seen Xion in any of the trailers, or we only have.
I'm not fond of the whole Data Roxas return thing, but if they handle it well, and if it ends up being like actual Roxas instead of Data Roxas, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, like all we just got to do is wait till we see. But I don't want to get my hopes too high or too low when it comes to their roles, because for the role that Roxas is given in Dream Drop Distance, it worked, and I honestly believe that was the role they were gonna give him from the time being, and I was all right with it. But like, I'm just a little bit more thinking about what they would do with Xion, because I really don't see a purpose in her character. Not because I don't like her; it's just more like I just don't.
It's because like her story's kind of done.
Yeah.
Like she had her arc.
But like it looks like, which brings me to another character that it's ironically what we're gonna be talking about next. But like, I feel like Tetsuya Nomura really wants this game to be like the end-all be-all Kingdom Hearts game. Let's bring back everybody. Let's be like Smash and bring back everybody.
Yeah.
Which leads us to Riku Replica in the Pirates of the Caribbean trailer. I like Kingdom Hearts, okay? Like, I have my soft spot because I love the first one, and the second one's really cool. I was even one of those losers that thought that Chain of Memories was actually Kingdom Hearts 2. So when I had a Game Boy Advance, I was like, oh my god, that's Kingdom Hearts 2! And I got Chain of Memories, and like, of course, it's cards and shit, but I mean, like, I guess I was okay with it because, I was one of the few people that actually...
Simulator 2.0.
I basically was one of the few people that actually liked Chain of Memories when it came out. But, like, here's the thing. I thought the Riku Replica thing was already dumb from the beginning. But, like, it's dead. Riku Replica is gone. Why is he still alive?
I don't know.
It's like, I don't know if
Are they trying to explain, like, how Riku got the way to Dawn?
I don't know, because it's like...
in the trailer where they showed the song Don't Think Twice, Riku just sits there, like, I think this is after he fights, like, Aquanort. Like, he just sits there, stabs a broken way to Dawn into the ground, then says, I'll leave it here for me to pick it up later. Something like that, I don't know.
No,
like
for my other self to pick it up. And it's like, I was like thinking, does he have a fucking nobody that's in the fucking organization that I should be aware of? Are you cheating on me, Riku, for your own self?
Riku, I guess, I don't know.
We'll think about the name shit, but like until then, like I need answers, like, cause I can't. Tetsuya Nomura will definitely get along with J.J. Abrams and Scott Cawthon with all their fucking retcons and we're gonna expand our franchises with mysteries that we don't even know the answer to because we're creators.
That's not even they know the answer to. Tetsuya Nomura probably knows his shit. Everyone else is just like
he knows his shit, but he just makes things up as he goes along. Honestly, like. Yeah. It's not like
he's done well for this far, I guess.
The same could be said about Scott. Like the story, like the Five Nights at Freddy's story that even game theory is like had enough of is kind of, it makes sense. But then there's like J.J. Abrams who's like, hey, let me fuck up Cloverfield in like 5 minutes.
Like I'm gonna make this mystery so great. It's gonna be so fucking great that not even I know it.
Not even I don't. It's like that's one joke that I saw about Batman vs Superman. It's like I did this all off screen, so I don't even know how I did all this impossible shit. But it's like he made The Force Awakens very secretive that even the Last Jedi was like, nah, I ain't doing this.
Yeah.
All right, so Riku Replica. Do what you want.
It's going to be his role. Like, some people think that because of his appearance in Dream Drop Distance, he'd be like a member of the organization. But he doesn't have the yellow eyes in that trailer. and he didn't have the coat either.
Then again, neither did Marluxia.
No, but they fixed that. They fixed that in the Japanese. I think it was in the Japanese Pirates of the Caribbean trailer or the Japanese Frozen trailer. They added the same scene with Marluxia and oh my god, sorry. And they added that same scene with Marluxia and they fixed the eyes.
Fuck! Why'd you fix his pretty eyes? His eyes did not need fixing.
Well, Xehanort had other ideas.
Fuck you, Xehanort. Don't mess with my favorite one of my favorite characters' eyes.
He's too busy putting his dick in everyone's things.
His dick and everybody in his own his dick and his own dick. There's like 13 of them, okay?
That is true.
Trying to explain the plot to my sister. Trying to explain the plot.
God, I feel bad for Larxene and Aqua then.
Trying to explain the entire plot to my sister has always been impossible lately. I'm like, yeah, the main antagonist is just this one guy, but there's like 5 of this same guy, so trying to.
There's 13 of these fuckers.
I would say there's like 5 of the same person. Okay, like that's Kingdom Hearts in a nutshell. Okay, so. Let's just get to the organizations. So obviously Larxene and Luxord are back in the organization, as clearly shown in both trailers. Thoughts?
Okay, so I have this kind of theory on why Marluxia and Larxene are in the true organization. So I think that maybe they thought that Xemnas wasn't gonna go with Xehanort's plan. So maybe they were gonna rebel and like try and overthrow him. Like that's what I think.
I mean, I guess I
don't know.
Yeah, I think.
I think what now it makes no sense why Marluxia and Larxene would be in the organization.
No, it makes sense why they had a change of heart. It makes sense that they had a change of heart. No pun intended. The thing is, no, they do. But the thing is, like, Marluxia's just an evil bastard. Like, we've come to accept that.
He's like, let me fuck with Sora, and I'm down.
But, like, I think he wanted to take over the organization for himself. You know what's the worst? You know what's the worst part? You know what's the worst part? This is actually a pretty good question that will never get answered. I think we're just supposed to accept that Marluxia and Larxene are part of the new organization.
Especially since no one except Riku and Mickey know what happened in Castle Oblivion. Not of the protagonists, at least. Like, of course, Larxene and Marluxia remember, but Sora doesn't. So there's that.
Honestly, I'm really happy that Marluxia's back because that's like the one villain that gave Sora like a motivation to want to take a villain down. Because like. As much like Sora's gonna be the main protagonist of this. Like Sora's gonna be the main protagonist in this, but like it's so obvious that like there are so many other characters that deserve to want to take down Xehanort way more than Sora. And it's like I'm looking at you, Terra. I'm looking at Aqua. And,
Terra, Aqua, and Ven definitely. Obviously, like Lee has got a few words to say to Xemnas. Riku's obviously gonna go after Ansem because that's like the big thing between them.
That and young Xehanort.
Then who?
Young Xehanort also.
Like, yeah, young Xehanort as well.
Like Sora's main gripe has always been Marluxia. So it's like it kind of it does.
Larxene, like who's she gonna fight? Kyrie because they got boobs? I don't know.
Well, Larxene can go either way because she's a bitch to everybody.
That is true.
So I'm not worried about her role. I'm more worried about like I'm not really worried. I'm just wondering like it's cool that Sora is the main protagonist, but it's like again it's all hero's journey shit. But it's like you have so many other characters that are well deserved on the one to take down the villain. It's like Thanos all over again. It's like yeah, you have your main protagonists, but the Guardians and then Nebula have more reason to want to take down Thanos than even Iron Man, who ironically has been haunted by Thanos since Age of Ultron. But point I'm trying to make is, I don't know, make Larxene great again. I don't fucking know. I can't really add too much about Luxord because Luxord, he's cool. Oh yeah, so here's the thing. So here's the thing about the organization that I wanted to bring out. So obviously the characters. So far we've had literally every single member return except for one character. And here's the thing: we're missing one more member on the organization, and there's one more member that they didn't confirm whether he's an organization or just like some random jag. Huh?
I'm saying, oh god.
You know who it is, right? Who know who I'm referring to?
It's fucking Demix.
Yep, Demix is the only member of the previous organization that we do not know shit about. We don't know if he's in the organization, which I don't want him to be because he's probably the least evil of the bunch, and it looks like this one wants to be serious and edgy and cut themselves.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Okay, so obviously the first 6 members of the organization, with the exception of, Xehanort and Xigbar, were all turned into nobodies, just for Xehanort to complete his goal.
It's all but Saïx, though.
Saïx, I think it was like later on that he started to agree with Xehanort's goal.
Yeah, but Saïx
I think Lee joined in because, Aiza was his friend.
But didn't Saïx and Axel and didn't Aiza and Lee got turned the same time as Xaldin, Vexen, Lexaeus, and Xexion though?
No, because Lee and Aiza were never members of Ansem the Wise's apprentices. Ansem the Wise apprentices were Dylan, Elias, Yenzo, and Evan, and Xigbar.
Braig, but like Braig got turned.
I mean Braig, yeah. But Braig is also like
Braig was actually, but like
with Xehanort.
Like Braig was already in favor for Team Xehanort anyway, so it's like but like I don't think they ever explained how Aiza and Lee got turned, but I could have sworn they
never did.
Like I could have sworn they still got turned along with the assistants. We also don't know where Demix and the other ones came from, but like we can definitely tell you that like. Even though I personally think Xaldin's a lot more of a bastard than like a good portion of the organization, it makes sense that Vexen, Xexion, and Lexaeus don't stay with the new organization. It also makes sense why the last ones are staying around. Like Marluxia, Larxene, and Luxord are kind of villainous in their own ways.
Yeah. It makes sense. Assume that they joined in the organization because of the Xehanort's goal.
Yeah, it looked like they were pretty in favor of it, even if they didn't know about it. Saïx is one emo crybaby, so he had to stick around.
With Saïx, you can assume that he just, like, at first it probably wasn't that, but maybe, like, over time he started to agree with Xemnas.
There's also that
portion of Xehanort's heart.
There's also that recoded HD ending from 2.5 that they left very ambiguous. There's a scene with young Xehanort and Braig, and they're like in front of like the Organization 13 members that just turned into their somebodies. It's the same scene in Dream Drop Distance where Lee wakes up and then Dylan and the others wake up, but in that same place, Saïx was actually there, present. Just on the ground, like right next to Axel, and ironically, he and Axel were the only ones with the black coats. But after that, it cuts off with Xigbar. It cuts off with Braig asking young Xehanort, it's like, which of these people do you want with you or something? And then young Xehanort has like the letter S, and then it just immediately cuts off. And I'm like, wow, I would be really shocked if they pick Saïx as their new puppet or whatever. I don't even know why they took Saïx in the first place, but I don't know.
Well, I think it was because he was already loyal to Xemnas.
But like you know the ending I'm talking about, right? You know the ending I'm talking about, right?
No, because I haven't seen it.
I'll send it to you, and I'll probably put it like slightly brief in the video because I remembered I saw this one and I had to like watch it like 5 times to see if I could understand it, and I did not understand it because it just seemed like they were just trying to get a puppet. Yeah, but it's like it's recoded its HD ending from 2.5, because Recoded was re-released as an HD collection.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but
so yeah, with Luxord being a part of this organization, I feel that they kind of hinted at it because he was one of the last members to go down. I mean, if you kind of think about it, a lot of people were speculating that as well because, like when you go into Castle, I think it was Castle Oblivion, I think that's the name of it, in the world that never was, the only organization members left between Sora and Xemnas are Zigbar, Sayax, and Luxord.
It wasn't Castle Oblivion. Castle Oblivion was something else.
Yeah, Castle Oblivion was something else. Castle Oblivion was like where...
Well, the world, it's in the world that never was, but I think it's just a generic castle. I don't even know if they had I don't remember the name.
I thought it had a name for it.
It probably does, but I just don't really remember it. But yeah, I sent you the video. Just watch it after we're done here, and then you give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I just received it.
What? Okay, so... Let's.
So I don't know, and since we can assume that Marluxia and Larxene, like maybe, since we know that the first 6 members were either a part of the plan or just random apprentices tagged along, we can assume that all the other ones after Lee, Demyx, Marluxia, Larxene, Luxord, more than just those 4 joined into the organization because they actually agree with like Xehanort's plans. Obviously, Roxas is the exception to this because Roxas was kind of an accident. He wasn't like Naminé said. He wasn't meant to exist at all.
He was a bastard.
Pretty much.
All right. So now, in my honest opinion, now let's get to the main events. Aqua's probably a Xehanort.
Our girl got Norted.
Our girl got Norted, and we don't know how. We just decided, like, Nomura. I think Nomura's main objective, and his trailers now, is to just get the biggest gasp possible, like Infinity War level gasping.
The biggest gasp, or the biggest like what the fucks?
Basically. So Aqua just shows up out of nowhere in the Realm of Darkness in front of Riku and Mickey, and he's like, "Yo, I like my new eyes."
Yeah, I like how they revealed that, 'cause it's like they used the lighting of the Realm of Darkness with like also the coloration of the Dark Zone to make it seem like her hair was blue. But then like she turns around and it's like white, and then she's got the yellow eyes and she's like, "You're too late," and I'm like, "Oh shit."
It's like, oh shit, we gotta fight her now. She's tough as she's probably as tough as fucking oh my god, what's Master Ericus.
Oh my god. Okay, so a lot of people, no one knows at what point Aqua has been Norted. No one even knows if this really is her being Norted. Though a lot of people have come to consensus that she has been. And the reason being, of course, the white hair and the yellow eyes. However, Tetsuya Nomura kind of combats this, and he says that, oh, she has succumbed to the darkness. But that shouldn't happen if she succumbs to the darkness, because if she succumbs to the darkness...
Took her long enough to begin with.
Yeah, it took her long enough. She's tough as nails. But if she really did succumb to the darkness, she would have turned into a heartless and a nobody.
These are all these plot holes that Tetsuya Nomura just says that's a good idea. Let's just put it in.
I think it's just like him, like, not confirming that she's a Xehanort.
Maybe it could be a trap.
Just to not reveal as much. It could also be a trap. It could be like an illusion made by Xehanort or something. I don't know.
I think the Realm of Dark. I think it's shown from a fragmentary passage that the Realm of Darkness can probably pull tricks on you, because there was a scene where she sees Terra around, like
the Terra scene.
Like she gets a bit. She plays it calm, but she also at the same time gets a bit insane. You know, seeing Terra and Ventus everywhere in the Realm of Darkness, and then nearly getting fucked by Xehanort.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see. But like, yeah. Hopefully,
apparently, there's a way that you can save her.
By using lights,
which will affect the way the game ends. Like if you apparently save her, you get the true ending. But if you don't, like, you get this bad ending.
Oh really? Oh, that's what they're gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh shit! You know, I wanted to at least get the ending. I wanted to like talk about the ending at some point, but that's actually something I never knew. You have to save Aqua, and then you get a good ending and a bad ending.
Apparently.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense because Nomura stated that the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be something that the fans will have a hard time accepting, and it's like I thought it was going to be like, wow, like what, Darkness Wins or some shit. Please don't like credit me on this, Nomura. If you do plan to make Darkness Wins, if you make me a fucking co-writer on this, I swear to God, I know where you live. I do not condone to the victory of darkness. I'm just theorizing. I'm just someone who's screaming shit in the internet.
Xehanort's nutsack of a head needs to go the fuck down.
Alright, so, next one. Okay, I guess we're talking about Kairi's new outfit, but I want to talk about Kairi's new design.
Yeah, she got a new outfit.
Oh, you have character designs in general. Well, I was saying I wanted to point out, ironically, we already talked about Xion, but maybe I haven't really explored this in the internet a little bit more, but I swear that Kairi's new design, I think it's supposed to resemble Xion for some reason. It just reminds me of it. The fact that she also has
it's supposed to represent both, her previous outfits, Nominate and Xion.
Yeah, because then it's like, it reminds me so much of her, and it's like, I think it's more to me about Xion. It's more like connected to Xion in my opinion than it is to Nominate, because she does, of course, I think it's just the fact that she's bonding with Axel at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think Nominate has ever met Nominate has met Axel, but it's like,
Yeah, they have met before. Like what I see on this outfit that pertains to Nominate, like let's talk about Xion first. So it's Xion. It's obviously the hood. Her boots are very reminiscent of the ones worn by the organization. Let's see what else. The black accents, and of course the short hair. Like that is all very reminiscent of Xion. As for Nominate,
and I'm looking at Kairi's hair in 2 at least, and it really does. That one resembles more of what Nominate's hair looks like. And then looking at Kairi in Kingdom Hearts 3, it definitely has the same length as Xion's.
Yeah, they have very similar hair length.
I really cannot look up Kairi without looking at some ridiculous fan art porn shits.
Ew. Okay.
It's between Kairi and Sora, don't worry.
Iterations, obviously this outfit has the same color scheme as the one from KH2, which in my opinion is my favorite Kairi appearance. I noticed this thing with the King Hearts outfits, they all plaid. Everyone's noticed this. They all wear plaid. Kairi's got plaid on her sleeves and on part of her skirt. Sora's got plaid on his jacket, and so does Riku. They all wear plaid, and it's really funny because some people call it the quote unquote picnic blanket pattern.
Yeah, I think I've read people actually say that. I didn't really have much of an opinion about the new designs.
I heard Gamers Joy call it that, and I was just laughing my ass off. Picnic blanket pattern. That is amazing.
I just remembered people sort of complaining about the designs, mainly when they saw Xehanort, Pence, and Olette again, and they had to.
I thought Xehanort, Pence, and Olette looked cool. I mean, yeah, they have the plaid going on, but nah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really mind it.
Yeah, it's not it's not as obnoxious as Kingdom Hearts 2 Star was, which had a lot of zippers. Everyone had at least 2 zippers.
I mean, even the Organization 13 has zippers, man. Maybe they're wearing plaid too.
Okay, they're all wearing plaid underneath their leather coats. I could see it. They're all very fashionable.
But yeah. So
you got,
I really don't have much to say about the designs. I think they look fine.
I think the designs look amazing. Some people complain about Kairi's hair and how she looks younger, which I could kind of see that. I would have liked it if her hair was longer and they kept a ponytail or something. But I could see why they cut it.
I honestly didn't mind it. I was fine with it. Yeah, I didn't mind the short. Like I said, it just reminded me of Shion, so I was like, oh, I see your resemblance. It didn't bother me at all, really.
Yeah, I guess so.
Plus, I needed a new design from Kairi because she looked the same from 2 for quite a while, so it's like she needed a makeover.
Same with like Sora, and then Miku just got a haircut out of nowhere.
Riku has to look edgier as the series. Riku has to look edgier as the series progresses.
Yes.
All right, so
I about the potential members of the organization that we know thus far.
Okay, we got Xehanort, Ansem, Secret of Darkness Ansem, Xemnas, Xigbar, Saïx, Young Xehanort, Vanitas, Luxord, Marluxia, Larxene, and Aquanort. That makes us 11, and that's if we want to count Aqua as an actual member. Keep in mind, there's still that whole.
Let's not count Aqua yet. Let's just keep her at Let's just keep her like as a potential one.
So it's 10.
Even though I personally think she is a member already. But.
So it's 10 members already, and that's if we don't count Xehanort. Demyx hasn't been confirmed, so we can't say for sure. I hope he isn't. And then there's Riku Replica, and then Aquanort. That would make the 13, but you know.
Yeah.
I think they are. I think the only one.
Knows when Aquanort joined the organization. It was definitely sometime after the secret ending of Birth by Sleep, which takes place, like, I think after Recoded, before Dream Job.
So that would make Aqua the 13th member, technically speaking.
But then again, there's also, like, a hint that, that said that Aqua was a member before the ending of Dream Job, where Xehanort at one point, says the clash between, like, 13... Secrets of Darkness and 7 Guardians of Light, and then Mickey is like counting them. He's like, okay, so 7 Guardians of Light, so that's me, Riku, and Sora, and then he says my 3 friends, so he's obviously referring to Ventus, Aqua, and Terra, and he's like, and that just leaves 1 more, and then Xehanort says, correct, young king, and I have 2 of your members now. And that was before he. Did
he actually say that he has 2 of his members? Oh, but he could also be referring to Ventus.
And it could have been referring to Sora, but it could also be referring to Aqua. And we don't know this.
Well, it would have to. Well, would it also be resembling Terra? I mean, technically, it can also say Terra and Ventus.
Ventus doesn't have Xehanort's heart in him.
Oh, I would say, like, because Ventus has no heart at the moment.
The closest thing they have to, like, Ventus being the organization is Vanitas, but Vanitas is just the manifestation of Ventus's darkness.
But, like, damn, like, it asks so many questions. It's just, like, you know, how did they get the time to get Aqua into the organization? Not only that, but it's like, happened so fast. I need answers.
I mean, hell, all of the members, like, the first 6 members of the organization never saw anything coming when they were turned into nobodies.
Probably Braig.
I mean, Braig, obviously, but do you honestly think poor little Yenzo knew, his little emo ass knew, like, what the fuck was going on when Xehanort summoned the Keyblade?
I don't know. Let him read a book. Let him read a book, for fuck's sake. And of course, we were just talking about the Guardians of the Light. So, right now, Sora, Riku, and Mickey fall into that category. Ventus, Roxas, Kairi, Lee, Shion, Terra, Aqua, and Naminé may be potential Guardians of Light. Personally, I don't know if, like, Terra and Aqua, and Ventus for sure.
Is obviously going to be a Guardian of Light. We know this.
Terra and Aqua, I would also assume so. But the thing is, like, the fact that those 2 might also be, like, Xehanort's bitches. I don't know how the I can definitely see Lee and Kairi, but I don't see how the nobodies such as Naminé, Shion, and Roxas are going to be in it, since, like, we don't know if their presence are even going to be.
Me either. I don't know if like, the only reason why I put Naminé is because going through assumption, since Kairi and Shion can utilize Keyblades and so can Roxas, one can kind of assume Naminé could as well, theoretically, but she never does.
Not only that, but like, going back to the same topic that we were going to with Roxas and Shion's role in the game, at least we have an idea that Roxas is coming back, with some hints about Shion, but I haven't heard anything about Naminé.
Nominee has been hinted as well in the ending of Dream Drop.
Yeah, but damn, like I think out of all of them, she will play the least, and like the role the least next to Xion.
Yeah, she wouldn't play much. Like the least important. So at least you can theorize that Xion or Roxas could fill in the slot for a Guardian of Light.
Yeah, I definitely
could. We've never seen her summon a Keyblade, let alone fight. So, like, she's probably gonna serve no purpose, which kind of sucks. Like, her story basically ended alongside Roxas's, where they both merged with their sun bodies.
Yeah, so it's kind of a little bit of a it's kind of nitpicky at this point about Nominee's role. Yeah. At least Roxas, I can actually see him coming back.
Someone's trying to release everyone from their suffering, but it's like
Nominee is Nominee
really suffering?
I don't even know.
Yeah, Xion.
But that's the thing. What is Xion suffering from? Isn't she technically dead?
I mean, that is true, but I guess death is suffering.
No,
suffering.
Death is death. You don't suffer in death, otherwise.
Tetsuya Nomura. He's the one who hinted at this goddamn.
Yeah, Tetsuya Nomura, you better answer his fucking questions. Don't pull a Scott Cawthon and say, "Oh, it's just a dream."
Dear God. Okay. Oh, we skipped one of the points. That was potential themes.
We kind of like went over that when we were talking about the ending.
That is true.
Like, so we didn't really need to talk about it too much because, like, it's like you said, there's probably a good ending to saving Aqua and possibly everybody else, but there may be a bad ending as well, as in you don't save everybody. So I'm just more curious to know how they would tackle those themes, as in, like, is there certain side missions that we have to do? Is there a fucking code that we have to solve on the fucking wall just so we can get to a fucking place and free the kids' fucking souls? Fucking Scott Cawthon.
Hell, maybe even Riku Replica could represent that theme.
Or maybe we have to kill him again.
Maybe, I don't know.
You know what's funny? Like, I feel like half of these Organization 13 members are gonna die again. So they're gonna die a second time. It's like
all of them are gonna die again.
It's like, why though? It's like
it's the ending of the Xehanort saga.
Alright, so what are your hopes about this game?
So I hope to God that this answers all of the questions.
Don't expect that. That's a big ass hope.
I know, but a man can dream. And there's a quote in Kingdom Hearts about dreams and shit, just about them being reality, so I'm gonna quote that. But I don't know what it is, so you guys can Google it.
I'm assuming he's saying that everything's a dream. Not reality.
No, not that one.
Okay.
At the beginning of every. Like, hold on. It's not this one. Fuck my life. Oh yeah. Wait. It was a scattered dream is like a something or other. I don't know.
Scattered dream is like. A scattered dream is like a far off day. A far off day is like a scattered dream. I want to line the pieces up. Yours and mine.
Yours and mine. So, see, I'm quoting that now because dreams.
I don't even know what the fuck that quote even meant. I just remembered the saying.
Is there Kingdom Hearts? Do you expect there to be any real meaning?
I mean, kind of.
Yeah, you're right.
Something has to make sense in that fucking
franchise. Is a good writer when
debatably
on occasion.
But yeah, let's say like I'm
he
not
wrote
sure.
Roxas and Xion.
Yeah, look how that turned out. Depressing and edgy as fuck.
Dang, but it was good. Like Tim Burton movies.
You cannot compare Tetsuya Nomura with fucking Tim Burton. At least, no, Tim Burton wants me to kill myself every now and then. But at least, like, fuck. At least Tim Burton's consistent.
Yourself with a smile on your face.
At least he's consistent, okay?
It's true. He is a lot more consistent than Mr. Nomura with you.
Anyway, I at least hope that all I just really want is a good conclusion. Like, I don't know. I've been an outspoken critic about Dream Drop Distance. I don't like the game too much, and I don't like its direction sometimes. Well, not really sometimes, just more like at all. But, like, I still see Kingdom Hearts 3's potential in being a good conclusion. That's all I really ask for. I'm not really asking for much. If you want to make Demix an Organization 13 member, then by all means, make him. At least, I guess I could kick his ass again.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess I mean that's pretty much it. I just hope that the game. I think in terms of like my concerns about the game. Well, okay, the game looks great. The game looks great. The game looks fun. This might be. I don't want to say that's the definitive. It might be the definitive Kingdom Hearts game, because like it's kind of hard to top the first and second one, in my honest opinion.
Yeah. I agree.
Those two have always been the definitive ones in my opinion, and like with a bunch of pointless spin-off titles, this at least will top like all the other spin-off titles. Like it'll definitely be better than Chain of Memories and Birth by Sleep. But knock on wood, it may turn out like Final Fantasy 15. Who knows?
Completely missed opportunity.
But it looks good. I just remembered that I remembered hearing that the gameplay is very floaty, but I think that's one of the reasons why they delayed it to January, which is I don't know why people are making such a big deal about it. They act like the game was actually going to come out in 2018, like
because apparently like it's a lot more difficult in critical mode. If the aerial combat is a bit more.
No, I know, I agree. I heard that it's floaty, and honestly, I think I would have hated it if it was like that. And I heard that the invincibility frames are pretty.
They compared it to like Birth by Sleep, and I hate the combat in Birth by Sleep.
So it's like, I like the fact that they're delaying it to improve on the gameplay itself. I don't know why people are making such a big deal about it personally, because it's like I know they want the game out so soon, but I'd rather have a good game that can at least go on par with Kingdom Hearts 2 than Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My concern is that I hope that it closes the series well, and I hope it'll be fun. Like I just want it to be a really good game.
So those are your hopes, essentially.
Basically, I just don't want it to be like I don't know. I guess I just never really enjoyed another Kingdom Hearts game since 2. Like,
I'm just worried that this entry will complicate the series even more.
Oh yeah, that's.
Xehanort will still be around. I mean, apparently this is the end of the Xehanort saga, but after this, I don't want to hear or see Xehanort. After this, I don't want to see his nutsack-looking head around anywhere.
I just hope that they don't they don't make the breakthrough for the next game. Like, I just want this to be the conclusion of this story. I don't want any teasers for Kingdom Hearts 4 where they focus on Sora's son, who, like, has a gay crush on Riku's son or whatever. I don't care about that shit. No teasers. I don't. I just want a good conclusion. I just want a good send off to this story at least. And yeah, let's see what happens when that game comes out, January 29th. But then after that, one earthquake that the Kingdom Hearts Twitter page happened to upload talking about it. People are like making jokes about like, hey, guess what? It'll get delayed till February thanks to that earthquake.
Dude, God, I love what Winter said. It'll be released on the 13th month of 2018, and I was like, you motherfucker.
It's been 13 years since Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, so it's like, 13 years and then 7 days, whatever. No, 13 years and then 7 months or some shit like that I remembered seeing. I'm like, Nomura, you
shit, really?
Fuck. Yeah, there was like a Twitter. I'll probably find that post, but I found that post to be really hilarious. I don't remember if I tagged you in it. I should have tagged you in it. But, yeah. So now let's go to the meat of E3, in my honest opinion. That's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
But it feels so good to be saying a title and not have to say SSB4 or Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS.
Yeah. I guess I want to address my opinion over Smash 4 for a moment before we talk about Ultimate. I thought 4 wasn't a bad game, but wasn't that great either.
I agree.
Maybe it was because of my own negative story that I guess I can say about Smash 4, but like when day 1 Smash 4, I hated it because being a Lucario and Greninja main that day was probably the worst decision of your life, okay? It's like everything around, it's like the universe around you just wants you to kill yourself. Lucario was already a controversial character back in the early days, and then Greninja getting nerfs just honestly kind of pissed me off. Next thing you know, I see Diddy Kong just kind of like becoming a plague on it. It was frustrating. I didn't mind the game when he got nerfed and then the 4 DLCs, Mewtwo, Roy, Ryu, and Lucas came out. I didn't mind it still, but then Bayonetta came out. Cloud is dominating doubles. And it's like, at this point, like, the meta got stale.
And then Corrin was just there.
The meta, to me, got stale. The character roster was just at best. Too many Fire Emblem characters, too many third-party characters, and there was lackluster content compared to Melee and Brawl. And it's like, maybe,
I agree. I thought that it was kind of empty compared to the previous entries of the series. Like, they had a lot more content, and this one was just empty.
And so, like, if it seems that, like, I'm just disappointed with Smash 4, I honestly just kind of view it as a disappointment, in my honest opinion, because I literally spent the least amount of hours into this game out of every Smash game, including... maybe I played it more than 64, but, like, 64, you can't really say too much about that, because it's like, all I did in that game was go through classic mode with, like, every single character, and then maybe play with, like, my friends, if they even want to play that game over Melee or Brawl. And it's like, so obviously that game I spent the least amount of time on, but, like, to say that to say that I spent less hours, or just as much hours as 64, isn't good, okay? It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, I have more hours in Melee and Brawl and even Project Them, and it's like, I go back to those games every now and then. I still play, like, I would still play Brawl for, like, solely on the Subspace Emissary. Something that was completely lacking in Smash 4. And I hate to say this for the Wii U version in particular, but the 3DS version, to me, also has more replayability, solely for Smash Run.
Yeah.
It's like... it's not a bad game. I can see why people like it. I can see why people probably find it less frustrating to go through as opposed to Melee and Brawl. Melee was just far from Sakurai's vision of Smash Brothers with the competitive scene. And then Brawl was the polar opposite that just kind of like divided the community. So I can see why Smash 4 was a thing. I just think they handled the competitive scene very poorly, and I think it wasn't as memorable. Also, tournament mode in Faglories was a horrible idea. I'm just saying. When I saw Smash Bros. Ultimate, I was surprised. Not because my boy Pichu's back. But I saw so much potential in that game. Like, I'm seeing them now because they introduced so many things in such a short period of time. Something we didn't get much in Smash 4. Smash 4, we got good marketing, and they were confirming things slowly. But I think we were more busy on, like, what the characters that we wanted in the game and not what we wanted in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
So when I saw Ultimate, I'm like, okay, I see so much potential. They cannot fuck this up. And the game looks spectacular. The game plays a lot faster than Smash 4, from what many people have been saying. And that's a good thing. Yeah. That's a great thing. And the game isn't so campy. Like, the aerials are so much better. There's not too much defense. Dodging sucks now. Well, sort of, I guess. You can't spam dodging without getting hurt yourself.
I'm happy they at least did that, because it's like, there's always that one guy in the tournament who's always dodging like crazy. And then you have to dodge like crazy.
It's like, yeah, so I'm kind of glad that there's actual punishment for dodging too much. So that means you actually have to think.
Mark, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay. It's just that my AirPods disconnected. Yay!
But like, I can definitely see like, oh my god, like I can see Mewtwo just having a little bit of a hard time without them dodges. But you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do, Mewtwo mains. You just gotta do it. So I did not. Okay, I honestly expected this game to be at least not a port. I expected this game to be a port. Let's just be honest. Like, I literally thought it was gonna be the same game. And
you were one of those people.
Yeah, I was definitely one of those people that thought it was going to be the same game. Because it's like, they announced it so fast. Next thing you know, it's a lot bigger than what I actually expected. And it's like, damn. They brought back Pichu. Okay, so
brought back Young Link.
So, what about you? What are the things you expected and what you got instead?
I think it was going to be like a new game, because there was like this one thing in the first trailer with the Inklings where they had like this theme song playing, and someone was able to like, someone figured out the melody to it, and they put it in like a synthesizer, and they were able to play it, and it played like differently from Smash 4's theme. So there was that. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be a new game, no problem.
There were still lots.
But I was expecting everyone to come back. I was not.
You did not expect Pichu to come back.
Okay, they're gonna get rid of like 5 more characters. They're probably gonna add like a couple of third parties. They're probably gonna add like 20 newcomers. You know, just like every other Smash game.
Well, this is not your average everyday Smash game.
No, it is quite literally the ultimate Smash game.
This is a lot to say, but I think if they go in the right direction, this may be the actual definitive Smash game. And I didn't even say that for Smash 4. Like, I don't. Yeah. A lot of people tell me, oh, Smash 4 is the best. And I'm like, I can see why you think that. I just don't agree. I think there's more what a Smash game can do to become definitive. And it's hard because, in my opinion, I don't think there is a definitive Smash game because every single one of them takes a different approach in the series. And let's be fair, it's kind of difficult to bring everybody in because we're talking about Smash 64 players that won't leave their fucking games and comboing the shit out of me every 5 seconds. Then you got Melee. Well, nobody wants to leave Melee. So it's kind of hard. To please these 2 fanboys as a whole. And then you got the Project M players that are like, nah, fuck Nintendo.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it's kind of hard, and I can definitely say this one's giving a good shot. It's doing the best it can for just a short period of time. So I guess since we're talking about, characters. Okay, since you don't have, I don't think we have the full roster at the moment.
We never created a roster. I was in the works of making mine, but I never got to finish it because I was mostly in school and I was focusing on my studies.
Well, so far we have 64 characters in this game, and that's like not counting the Echo Fighters as separate. We'll get to the Echo Fighters.
I did not expect Ridley. I was always a big supporter of Ridley up until 4.
Yeah.
Because I was like, shit, this is like Sakurai saying that Ridley will never be in Smash Bros. As a playable character.
The fact that Ridley looks so adorable in this game, I'm not gonna lie, he looks mad adorable.
He does kind of look adorable. He looks kind of goofy when he stands up too. It's awesome.
I know, and it's so funny because it's like, dude, you were so much bigger like 2 games ago.
I know, right?
And he's kind of like
1 game ago.
I even made a joke in my Melee playthrough when I was like looking at the opening, and I'm like, oh look, it's a character that will never be in a Smash Bros. Game. So I guess me from a few years ago has to eat his own words.
I ate my own words. Introspective ate his own words. A lot of people have been eating their own words. That one fat guy that made the video saying like Ridley's too big has got to eat his own words.
Yeah, but I think Sakurai even said that.
That is true. Sakurai's got to eat his own words now.
But like, who did you think like would have still has the chance? Because I'm assuming the 64 characters isn't the final roster. I would assume there has to be like 4 more at least. Maybe.
Okay. So I thought, at least in DLC, because I think from what we know thus far, I think that's going to be the starting roster without the DLC.
Yeah.
Sorry. But at least I thought the characters that were gonna make it into the game were probably gonna be like Captain Toad, Springman, Shovel Knight. I thought we were gonna get those. But then I also had characters that I really wanted to be in Smash Bros. That I knew weren't gonna make it, like Imba and Ridley. But this was just like, holy shit. And then you have like everyone who has the same brain capacity as a goldfish being like, I want Waluigi.
Well, I mean, Waluigi's not really a bad option in my opinion.
I just don't get why.
I didn't care. Well, I mean, you got Wario in the game, might as well.
I mean, but is that really it?
I mean, it kind of is, because I honestly didn't really want Bowser. I didn't really care about Bowser Jr. being in the game. I was like, okay, why do people want him?
Bowser Jr. is actually important to the quote-unquote story of Mario.
When has Wario been important? But when has Wario been important?
Wario's been important in a few games.
Like what?
Like his own series.
You know what? I didn't even occur. You know, actually, it just occurred to me this. Waluigi's only been in party games.
That's pretty much why he was created. He was created in, I think it was Mario Tennis 64, as Wario's tennis partner. And since then, that's pretty much been Waluigi's role. It's just like Wario's partner in all these party and sports games.
Wait, so why do people want him in the game?
I don't know.
I like how I like how I suddenly like switched sides. I just suddenly switched sides. That's funny. It's like I thought Waluigi was.
No thing is that you can't even make a moveset for him. Like, what are you gonna do? Get that weird swimming thing that he does in some games, where he swims in the air and has like weird water powers?
I don't know.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Maybe he can stomp on people too. Maybe he can fart. Maybe he can do shit. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, hell, most of Luigi's moves are made up.
Yeah, you could be creative.
So mine as well.
Sakurai, DLC, let's go. Get Waluigi in the game, make people happy, and not putting.
I also thought like Rex and Pyra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 were gonna make it. Mostly because
I'm hoping that some of the new. I'm hoping this isn't the final roster, or that we get some DLCs, because I would assume some of the Xenoblade characters has to be.
I think DLC was really successful for Smash 4. So, I highly doubt that they're gonna that they're not gonna stop doing that, but I don't think we're gonna get like a ton of I'm not sure if we're gonna get a ton of DLC. Like, I don't know, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, and then I thought we were gonna get. I was like thinking we were gonna get like a new Pokemon that we haven't seen before, but like that seems to be safe for Pokemon Let's Go. Who knows?
Yeah,
maybe that
I kind of don't think we're gonna get a new Pokemon in this game.
I don't think we should, considering the fact that they brought back the boy Pichu. That's already good enough. Not only that, but I feel like there's already a lot of Pokemon characters of the equivalent size of a Fire Emblem roster. So it's like, we don't need too many. I think it's good. So let's talk about the characters that are back that haven't been back in a while. And
okay, so I knew Ice Climbers were gonna come back immediately.
Yeah, that one was pretty obvious.
Yeah, I mean, some people were complaining about like, oh, but they're gonna be broken because of like the synchronized grab thing, and they could easily work around that, and they did.
Or
Anna just like screams helplessly whenever Popo's captured.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't think Ice Climbers is gonna be close to being as good as they were in Melee.
Wait, I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I don't think Ices is gonna be as good as they were back in Melee and Brawl.
Yeah, because they can't do they can't like wobble like they did in Brawl.
I am curious to know how they're gonna fit in the meta, because I think before wobbling was a thing, Ices was like in the lower tier back in Melee. So it's like I'm curious as to see how they would carry in the meta, if they're gonna be pretty good or pretty bad in the meta. I'm just gonna have my expectations as low as possible, but I've been surprised before.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I've never been that big of a fan of Ices.
I don't think anybody is.
Yeah.
I don't even think the Ices I don't think Ices mains are a big fan of themselves.
Yeah. Dear God. They hate each other. That's why they cry whenever they lose. I'm surprised Young Link came back, considering he's just basically Young Link.
Well, I think it's because Link is going to be a little bit different in this one compared to his counterparts. So I think they had Young Link.
Arrows now, he's got remote bombs.
So I think they have Young Link as opposed to like, you still got the classic Link playing style, I guess.
Yep, we also have that with Toon Link.
But it's not Young Link.
It's not Anime Link.
But it's not Young Link.
Dear God.
Last time I checked, Young Link doesn't have a wind boomerang thing.
Neither does Toon Link. Toon Link has the regular old boomerang.
And did I ask for your opinion?
And Link in Smash Ultimate has the regular boomerang too.
Did I ask for your opinion?
Yes, you did. That's why you have me here.
I don't know what you're talking about. Asking for your own opinion. Anyway,
I found it interesting. I mean, he does have some differences that we've noticed from his character trailer. Like, he can shoot fire arrows and stuff. And I'm sure there's bound to be more differences. But I don't know.
Yeah, so the biggest reveal, aside from the fact that everybody's back in it, and that Pichu's back, because Pichu is the best character ever, Snake is back. And probably a lot
without his ass.
No one cares.
You'd be surprised.
Honestly, I am. But Snake.
It's the funniest shit.
Yes.
I understand why they did it, but it's just so funny how much people care about Snake's ass.
I don't think people really care. I think they're just like fucking around on the internet.
Same.
So, yeah.
They care more than I do, and I'm fucking bi.
Yeah, Snake is back, and Snake looks pretty cool. Honestly, I think
amazing. I like
pretty
thus far.
Honestly, I was just getting to the point where I was like looking at everybody's back in Ultimate. I'm like, yeah, watch, everybody's back, but fucking Snake.
And then everyone is here.
Everyone is literally back, and I'm actually curious as to how they got Snake in, considering the fact that Hideo Kojima has nothing to do with Konami, and Konami was like, fuck Nintendo, just like the Project M players.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into that, but like, yeah. In the meantime, Pichu.
Snake looks good. I'm happy his up tilt got nerfed because that really annoyed me in Brawl. And he just looks good overall.
Okay. So the next one, I think there are two really big ones that I want to talk about, but let's start with Wolf.
Yeah.
Wolf.
I think
Wolf looks pretty cool.
I love his design in this one. It's my favorite Wolf design in any game.
Not only that, his movesets look pretty slick.
They do look amazing. They look a lot less janky than they did in Brawl.
Yeah.
Because he was added last minute in Brawl. He was one of the last characters to be added.
I think he was the last character, to be fair.
I think so, yeah.
I think if we look at,
I know I mentioned this in the last podcast, but for those of you who didn't see it, a lot of Wolf's moves are actually borrowed from other characters like Sonic, Fox, Falco, and Diddy Kong. And you can see that in some of his animations.
Which kind of surprised me when you told me about that, because I was like, wow, it kind of makes sense now.
Yeah, like one example that I can remember off the top of my head right now is his up smash, how it borrows the same animation from Sonic's up air.
And I think his neutral air was probably something else, because he used to roll around, and I think that might be another one taken.
Yeah, his neutral air was borrowed from someone. I think it was borrowed from Sonic. I don't know.
I thought of Sonic at least when I saw it.
Yeah. I forgot what he borrowed from Diddy Kong, but I know he borrowed something from Diddy Kong. I just don't remember what. Yeah, I'll probably look into that some other time. Now he looks more to his own. He looks a lot less janky. He looks a lot slicker. Some people were making the joke how he has the same post as Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z, which I thought was pretty funny. Marker is not a Dragon Ball Z fan, so which is why he's not laughing. Yeah, I'm right there in the middle with the franchise. Yeah. So let's see. I think he looks good. Some people, like I said, were complaining about his model, how it looks, a little off. The game is still in development. It's obviously, some of the footage is still going to look off. We still have half a year left for it to come out, so just a few more months. December is not around the corner, and you want to know what else is around the corner? January 19th, so January 29th, so shut up, Kingdom Hearts fanboys. The 13th month of May 2018. And then, I think we were both excited about this one the most, or at least when I saw Pokemon Trainer come back, the way his gameplay was. So happy. I was like, oh my, I just couldn't believe it. I was so shocked. I agree, because honestly, I think the fact, at first I was okay, he's back. So Charizard's, everybody, all the three of them are back. But I like that there's no stamina
in them, and that the switching animation is not only faster, but you could also do it in the mix of moves while you're doing a combo. So like you could do you could do a Squirtle aerial combo, switch it to Ivysaur, then Ivysaur goes for the kill. So it's like I thought that was pretty cool.
I really like that too. And they all the Pokemon look a lot more fleshed out. Like Squirtle has a lot of new cool moves. Same with Ivysaur. They both look like their own characters, and they don't feel like half characters like some people complained about.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's like Pokemon Trainer was like one of my least favorites in Brawl. I mean, and it's kind of disappointing because like I didn't want him to be my least favorite. I initially wanted to main the character when it first came out, but like that stamina thing like really held him back. This time, I might actually give him a shot. He might be He might be my main in the game. He might be like one of my my top 5 or anything, because that's like a character I legitimately want to try out.
Yeah, like one thing that really made me happy that he returned is because he represents the player character, and that's something that no Pokemon can represent.
And they're bringing Leaf, and they brought in Leaf, which means there's diversity in genders.
Yeah, we just need more villains now.
Put in Giovanni as a costume. And be satisfied that Ridley's in the game. He counts as a villain.
Yeah, and with him we have like what, 4?
Yeah. Be happy.
Because King Dedede and Mennonite are not villains.
They can be if you believe.
Wolf, Ganondorf, Bowser, Ridley, and Bowser Jr. That's about it. We have 5.
Mewtwo is a villain, if you really want to go a little bit deeper on that.
If you want to stretch it, yeah. Mewtwo is a villain, so that's 6.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they'll add a Xenoblade villain or whatever, or a Fire Emblem villain.
That would be interesting. I could see that.
So I guess, I mean, in terms of returning characters, I do want to talk about the Echo Fighters, because I always feel like that's a weird thing. It's like make Lucina, Dark Pit, and Daisy as similar as possible to like their real counterpart, and then they're just classified as Echo Fighters, and yet Young Link and everybody else who are very different in a way, but are still clones, are not Echo Fighters. Why isn't Dr. Mario an Echo Fighter? I'm so confused.
I think it's because since Dr. Mario, I think they're giving him a bit more differences in this one. And if you think about it, in 4, out of the 30 clones, he was the least similar to his original counterpart. And you can even see this in tier list placements, where Mario was like always like top 15 or top 10. Dr. Rick was always like mid-low tier.
No, he's like straight up.
Whereas Lucina was always like not far behind Mark, and Pit and Dark Pit almost always share a same slot on the tier list.
Yeah.
With Pit sometimes being just a little bit higher than Dark Pit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess there's that. I think the same applies to Young Link as well.
But Young Link's not an Echo Fighter, though. He should be an Echo Fighter.
Yeah, I know. He should be an Echo Fighter, but he isn't. I guess it's
get
because,
you, Sakurai.
Maybe it just has to be, more, because like if you think about Dark Pit and Lucina, they share almost the exact same animations and
exact same frame data, exact same hurt box,
exact same frame data.
Yeah, I get that.
It's almost the exact same with like very few tweaks, like Lucina not having a chipper and Dark Pit's arrows not being able to curve.
Okay, I can see that.
Or him having the electroshock arm.
I can see that, but it's like, damn.
Yeah. I feel like Daisy is just going to be exactly Peach, but with like flower power.
Maybe she can throw bombs quicker than Peach. She has a higher chance to get bombs, is what I'm trying to say.
since she's in basically every single sports game, because ever since Super Mario, whatever, the one for I think it was for the Game Boy Color, the one where
Super Mario Land.
Yeah, Super Mario Land, which is the only game that Daisy appears in the mainline story. I don't know. Maybe since she plays more sports, she's like, yo, Peach, you twat, I can throw turnips faster than you. Flower power, I don't know. I'm tired.
I can tell. You planned to do this so late. I was ready to do this at 4 p.m.
Fuck you, I was doing homework. Man.
You couldn't do homework now? Anyway.
No, because then I'd be tired. Anyways, I think this Echo Fighter thing is cool. Like, I used to hate clones. You know my policy of clones.
I used to like clones either.
Hate them, but I don't know. The more I learned about the process of development of a video game, the less I disliked them, and it got to the point where I'm just like, okay, whatever, it's fine.
I think by this point, I think we should be seeing less of them. But they're in the game, so it's like whatever. Especially when Brawl didn't have much of them. And it's like... Yeah, so...
Like, my only policy with clones is that there cannot be, like, way too many of them.
And there's a lot of them. Well, in this case, at least because they're bringing everybody back.
Like, let's think of, like, the actual Echo Fighters that we have, which are Daisy, Dark Pit, and Lucina. And then let's think of, like, the semi-clones.
Toon Link.
Which are, like, Young Link, Toon Link. Do you want to count Falco in that list as well?
Falco semi-clone? Sure.
Yeah. Falco, Luigi, Ganondorf, Lucas, Roy.
Yeah, that's about it. But like,
I'm fine with semi-clones because they're at least different enough. In most cases, the only case where I can think of that they're, and we forgot the other few.
I mean, we don't really need to know too many of them. Like, we're trying to make the point, though.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, I'm fine with them because they have their own properties that make them really different, whereas Dark Pet and Lucina might have just like one or two traits. And the same could apply for Daisy.
Yeah. So
I just find it okay because like the clones don't really take up development time away from a new character. So I'm fine with that.
Right. I still have my mixed reception, but I'll see how they handle it when the game actually comes out. You point out moveset changes, but I think the only one that I can really think of off the top of my head is really Breath of the Wild Link.
Yeah, so Link is definitely has shown the most changes. His sword is longer, his bombs can be detonated remotely, but that's only if a character is not grabbing them. So you can't just blow it up in Zelda's hand whenever she picks up a bomb.
Oh man, Link would have been broken if that was the case.
He would have. Let's see. He can shoot 2 arrows. He can shoot out a sword beam from his forward smash. And he's at 0%, which I thought was really cool.
Okay.
What else? I think that's about it. Like, and he doesn't have the hook shot anymore. And his Gale Boomerang was replaced with the regular Boomerang.
Alright. And now, you meant there's 2 characters. I don't really know if they're supposed to be for the moveset changes or just topics in general that people pointed out.
One of them was for a glitch that I wanted to bring up. And the other one was just for clarification when it came to, like...
Alright, so...
the replacement of the chair. So with Fox, a lot of people were complaining about his side B not being able to go through shields. That's been confirmed by Nintendo that it was a glitch within the demo.
Here's
and they obviously plan to fix that by the day that the game was released.
Here's the thing. Nobody from Nintendo actually said that. It's someone that was around E3's E3's co-host just
said... the Nintendo Treehouse people?
nobody that actually worked with Nintendo's development team outright confirmed that that was a glitch. Someone from
Okay, so it was the people at the treehouse.
Yeah, but they never worked in the development team. So there's
they don't work in the but they work for Nintendo, so they were probably notified by Nintendo about that.
Maybe, but like there's a slight % chance that it may not be considered a glitch. I hope it does get patched up because I honestly think that is a really bad gameplay design. I don't like I don't like being stopped on my side being, no offense, being a Fox main. It's like I kind of do rely on illusion, not only because if they block it, I still get through and I don't get punished. Now I'm going to get punished because I'm landing right in their face, and it's like, hey, look at this. Remember Icy's wobbling?
Oh, dear God.
Alright. There really isn't much to say, but like if it gets changed, but that'd be cool. But if it doesn't, then Sakurai, you're on my shit list.
Bayonetta, the other one that I wanted to mention is, as you were saying, Bayonetta.
Yeah, honestly, there really isn't much to say either because it's not really... It's early right now. It's in the beta form, and you just saw her do a ridiculous combo on Ridley. But people have been saying to just please nerd the fuck out of this character because she, hands down, like, broke the
some of the moves, like her forward air doesn't combo as well anymore. Some of her moves have had altered knockback, so they won't be able to combo.
Which time has startup lag?
Or have increased, which twist has an increased startup lag, which time has an increased ending lag.
And startup lag as well, because it's like ending lag kind of means nothing if you actually hit it.
Startup lag as well? Okay.
Yeah. So it's like startup lag is definitely the one where you want to like have that nerfed. You really don't care about the end lag because it's like, what's the point? If you already got hit, it doesn't matter how long she's gonna like flip around. Maybe it'll just probably like waste time, but I think for that I'd rather have less time than the witch time. But so it looks like they are
moves that other people mentioned, but for the most part it was just those.
Yeah, so they're actually at least trying to tone her down and not make her broken. And especially with
Rage, they should still tone her down a bit more.
And thankfully Rage mode isn't in the game, so that means, less likely less chances of actually dying too early. Like
they confirmed that Rage mode wasn't going to be in the game?
I mean, we already saw gameplay of it, and there hasn't been any featured of Rage mode.
That's true, yeah. I guess so.
I don't.
Watch Nintendo makes a statement of it. We added Rage mode.
Like, please, God, like, it's already, like, not controversial.
They'll probably end up nerfing Lucario's aura mechanic just for it. I can see that. I can see them doing that.
I mean, the thing is, Lucario had aura combined with Rage mode, and it was just dumb.
Yeah.
It's like having two Rage modes in one.
I could see them, but I could definitely see them nerfing his aura mechanic for it.
But then, like, it's already an interesting topic to really think about the fact that Wavedashing Wavedashing is technically in the game, but it's not really that good compared to Melee.
Some people call it wave landing.
No, wave landing is just landing on a stage with the same exact movements. That's a different story. That's also Melee, but it's like, it's technically in the game, but at the same time, not really. Well, it is in the game, but it's just not that good. It's because of the area. It's because of how the aerial dodge works post Melee. Like when Brawl came out, they introduced that new type of dodging mechanic. Because back then in Melee, you just kind of stayed vulnerable after you dodge once. I do like this new direction. I do like the directional air dodge because that means you can not only do that, but it's like you can also
recover with it.
Yeah, and it actually helps with characters like it helps characters like Little Mac like get to stages better.
And it also helps characters that are like really easy to combo, like Ridley and Bowser, especially up against characters like Rosalina and other characters that juggle.
And probably if Bayonetta is still the same, that it can probably help her with. It can also help with that too. So I think that's.
That was another thing I wanted to point out with the Bayonetta thing. Is just that since Ridley is such a big character, he is basically combo fodder.
Yeah, I hope that. I mean, Ridley seems like he'll be a pretty solid character even with those flaws. But like, let's hope he's not combo.
A lot of people have been saying that he is hard to learn, but like once you get the hang of him, he's like really good.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
I wanted to like talk a little bit. Like there isn't much to say because there's a few mechanics that they added, like perfect shielding and then dash attack cancel to whatever other move. Which I guess you can kind of count that Dacus is in the game, but Dacus is just dash attack cancel to up smash. But this time you can cancel it with any move, like a tilt or anything. So I think that's a pretty cool mechanic. But the problem with this is that
I like that.
The problem is they just confirmed it, but nobody really explored it too much. Like especially the new Perfect Shield mechanic hasn't really been explored. So
well, I think the reason why Perfect Shield hasn't been explored is because it's almost entirely different from what it used to be.
Well, not only that, but it's kind of like a parry system for Street Fighter, and it's never been in any Smash Bros. Game. Power shielding is one thing, but like perfect shielding and an attack is like third strike level parrying, and that's something none of us have done. So I can see why we haven't done it.
Exactly.
So it's like I think
same with like canceling into tilts.
Yeah.
Like, the only person who I saw doing that I think was Leffen or Nairo.
Leffen was definitely trying. Leffen was definitely trying to experience.
It was Leffen.
Because Leffen was also doing the whole dash dancing. Like Leffen was also trying to do the whole dash dancing thing with Cloud as well. So yeah, Leffen was definitely the one that experienced.
He canceled the dash with a down tilt, and it was amazing.
Yeah, Leffen definitely.
But then like Zero caught onto him, and he just got owned. But yeah.
The thing is, I actually show a lot of respect for Leffen because he didn't play to win. He actually just played just to showcase the mechanic of the game as much as possible. So I see a lot of respect. Like Zero won all those matches, but like Leffen actually tried explaining, like showcasing what the game's potential can do. So mad respect for that. Beautiful man.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been trying to analyze like how it would be competitively, how Smash Bros. Would be competitively. I've been using a lot of footage with Leffen in it.
So I guess since we're already down to this, like, what are your overall thoughts, and where do you think, like, how far do you think this game will be progressing in the near future?
I don't think it'll replace Melee in terms of the competitive scene. So I do think that it will definitely be a lot more competitive than its two predecessors, being Brawl and Smash 4. Let's see, I think it looks amazing. I think that it was such a good move to bring back all of the characters. I don't know, I just think this is overall going to be a really good game, and hopefully has like a ton of content in it to keep the player busy.
Right.
Even after unlock all the characters. That's one of my hopes. I hope that it's not like Smash 4, where even though like you have all these characters, after you unlock them, you play like a couple matches.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a lot more to it, like maybe some kind of an adventure mode, or like Smash Run, or like some new mode for playing, like some new special Smash mode. Like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or like stuff that you can do when you're at a party.
Yeah. By the way, I'm having a hard time like listening to you. By the way.
Fuck, really?
Yeah.
I get a staticky sound like every time after I finish a sentence.
Yeah, I at least got most of your points anyway, so it's not like too big of a loss, but
yeah. Those are really my thoughts. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. As for me, I just see a lot of potential in the game, and I just want to see it progress like as far as it can. And who knows? Maybe it won't it's obviously not going to replace Melee in terms of legacy, but it can probably be the definitive Smash game that everybody wants. And it's probably what Sakurai wants. And if this might be the last Smash game, then it's good that it ends on a big note, because like I don't really know how they're going to top this one after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this was a huge step up from Smash 4, but yeah.
I mean, Sakurai that he could consider having a new one after this. If this is the last one, I'm okay with it. I'm honestly chill with it.
Yeah. So
it just seems to be what everyone wanted, except Waluigi fans, who a lot of the crazy Waluigi fans have been like literally harassing Sakurai on Twitter, to the point where he's had to block some of them.
Jesus Christ! I mean, you can't please you can't please anybody, I guess. Everybody.
Well, you can please people, you just can't please everybody.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant to say.
I'm super stoked for this game. Okay, we're on time. I love that on the slide. I'm super stoked for the game. I think it's going to be fantastic. And I just can't wait for December. I can't wait for December and January.
Yeah, it's like they sound so close, but they're just a tad bit far.
Yeah, it's a little too far for our reach right now.
Yeah, but anyway, as much as I would like to talk about Pokemon Let's Go, we're fucking tired at this point. I made this. It's
11:05 right now.
We did this like at 8. It's been almost 3 hours. I wanted to do it earlier, but this boy's like, no, 8:30. So
well, I was doing homework. I'm in summer classes.
Well, anyway, but like, if anything, we'll probably do like a smaller session with Pokemon Let's Go when we're not dead, and then we'll probably talk about that. There's not really much to say.
It's just Pokemon Let's Go is basically a remake with some Pokemon Go elements. It's probably not even going to be that long.
Yeah.
Maybe like hour at most.
My point is, there's probably just 2 things I want to mention. One, we might do a co-op playthrough on it on Let's Go Pikachu version to try out the co-op feature. And 2, get to ride on a fucking Onix. That's all I want to know. That's all I want to do.
Get to ride on a dick. Haley.
And thank you for ruining for me. That was my childhood right there.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So it's like, Pokemon Let's Go might be sweet, and it's just another game that I'm kind of looking forward to, because it's going back to Kanto, and it's like the first step to a whole new mainline series of Pokemon games on the Switch, and it's a good start in my opinion. Using Pikachu and Eevee as your main. Actually, there's one thing, and I'll end it after this. I saw that you can get experience by simply catching Pokemon with all of your Pokemon. I'm not sure if that's the use of the EXP share, but like, I saw gameplay of it. Yeah, but it just gives
EXP from catching a Pokemon. That's been around since like XMARC, I think.
But what I'm saying is that there's no battling when you're catching Pokemon, and it's just kind of funny that the moment you just catch a random Pokemon, like boom, you get experience on everybody. So it's like one-liner thing.
I guess you're right in that.
One-liner thing. Please don't make the game too fucking easy. Like, X and Y is too easy. Sun and Moon was at least tricky for the first half, and then on the latter half it was too easy. I haven't played Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but I heard that game is a lot harder than Sun and Moon, but it's like, don't make the game easy. I'm a big man who beat Cynthia Diamond and Pearl with her level 66 Garchomp. I don't need easy mode.
Yeah, don't make Red a bitch.
Make Red a man. Anyway, I'm gonna stop right here before I like pass out. So thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in the next Sludcast when we're probably bitching about something else. Who knows? Maybe it would probably be something Star Wars related, and we join the hate train, I guess.
Dear God.
So it's me. And I'll probably see you in another Left 4 Dead video, because nobody's tired of that.
And I'll probably be around Smash Amino.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
So, Pichu's the best. Seriously though, this is the fucking best thing ever.